Europe is the only continent on earth in which the church is in severe decline. It is as though the body of Christ is bleeding from the heart at this time.
Europe desperately needs people to go and talk about Jesus.
While the church worldwide experiences unprecedented growth, churches across Europe are closing their doors.
Looking at the British statistics, the decline that we have known for the last 50 years is reaching the point where a number of our denominations are now saying, if the current trend continues for another 20-30 years, we will be extinct. We will have no churches left.
As Christianity in Western Europe takes a back seat, the spiritual, moral and social consequences reverberate throughout society. The land that once sent missionaries to reach the unevangelized world has become a place of increasing darkness, in need of mission.
Many have described Europe as post-Christendom, and that means that where the gospel once was central in our culture and our society, indeed in the very history of Europe, which was shaped by Christianity, that the gospel is now marginalized.
While the church struggles for its very survival, the remnant of faithful Christians face another great challenge: how to deal with a massive migration of foreigners that have come to work and live in their cities.
I believe today the challenge for the church is to recognize that the ends of the earth now are also on our doorstep.
Every worldview is expressed here, every background is expressed here, every religion is expressed here, and it must be possible now to see the kingdom of heaven penetrate into all that.
With the Muslim call to prayer replacing the sound of church bells in cities across Britain and Europe, who will reach these deeply entrenched communities with the gospel? In the light of 9/11 and other recent events, the stakes are too high to ignore. Yet the Muslims of Europe remain almost totally unreached.
And I believe that the flow of history does depend on the obedience or disobedience of God's people. And I think we have to rise to the occasion and recognize that the body of Christ in cities that have a significant Muslim presence should not withdraw, but reach out, build bridges to the new Europeans.
One of the most encouraging signs of hope for Europe is the children of mission who have left their nations to come to the land of their spiritual fathers.
So we feel indebted to the church in the continent of Europe, and there's that feeling we want to give back from those who brought to us such value.
Brazilians Lauro and Rosani Castelli left a successful ministry of 10 years in India to come to Belgium, a place they found to be spiritually even more needy than India.
We come to Europe where apparently it's a first world country, where people have everything. It's a good social security, good education, but spiritually I've never seen such a great misery in my life. So I think for us coming here into Europe is like for us we are saying thank you Europe, because one day you came to us and now we see the need in Europe.
Another great sign of hope for the church is the commitment of young European Christians.
It's going to take young people actually starting to live what they say they believe for Christianity to take root in Europe again.
An international prayer movement called 24/7 is inspiring Christians around the world with a passion to pray. 24/7 prayer is for any age, but has struck a chord with Christian young people.
As we have journeyed with God, He has really spoken to us about turning the prayer into mission. So I would say that we have moved from being a prayer movement to being much more a mission and justice movement that has realized that the heartbeat, the center, the lifeblood must be prayer.
A call to mission and prayer for Europe resounds to the church around the world.
I want people to pray for Europe because God is doing something marvellous here. Not to give up on us, not to be despairing because we lost the first fruits of the gospel, but to know that the full harvest will be richer than it's ever been.
It's time to give back to Europe what it so sacrificially gave out to the nations. And it's time to invest lives, money, time and everything back into Europe and believe God for revival.